Welcome to the meeting, everyone. Today we are just going to go over a little bit of details about our chapter, about international chapter, and we're also going to answer your questions, walk through the website. So feel free to jump in if you have a question as I'm going through something. I want this to be interactive. This is, your meeting, and this is to answer questions that you might have. So no worries if you need to ask something. So here's a pic of some of the people in our chapter and attendees at one of our events. And who are we? So the Women's International Network, it's an organization providing a link for developing and recognizing professionals involved in the utility business trends, issues, products, and services. You'll see down below that our goal is to have well-connected members, forging strong connections through our well-connected members. We strive for inclusion, equity, and diversity. We like to provide you lots of networking opportunities, both virtually and in person. We are an uplifting organization. We are here to support you and add a positive effect to your life. And we are a philanthropic organization, so we are giving back to things focused on women's issues, STEM education, and environmental initiatives. A little bit about our history. The Women's International Network of Utility Professionals was formed in January of 1999 from the Electrical Women's Roundtable, Inc., which has a rich history in the electric industry. So the foundation of the Electrical Women's Roundtable, it was actually established in 1923 by 7 women at the Society for the Electrical Development's annual meeting. Those monthly meetings began in 1925, growing to 50 women by the end of that year, and they received incorporation in 1927. After that, national expansion. The EWRT went national in 1948 with New York as its parent chapter. In 1999, it evolved into WInup to reflect its expanded mission across the utility industry. Currently, WInup has 19 chapters nationwide and a members at large chapter. Ohio chapter was chartered in 1990. We have a very diverse membership. Our members hail from various industries, including utilities, universities, and law firms, enhancing meeting relevance. I don't know if you could see from or got to talk to some different people in the organization at our kickoff. We are spread out throughout different work groups and everything. And we even have contractors and things from utility-related industries. Our international office is located in Folsom, California. That is where our executive director lives. Here are the active chapters right now. I do see that we do not have our brand new Alabama chapter on there. We are also hoping this year to charter 2 more chapters, one in the Tampa area, as well as one in Pittsburgh. So let's talk about WInup overall structure. The WInup consists of an executive committee and an international board that govern us at a national level. Officers and directors are elected positions, and on that international elected or executive committee, we have a board of representatives with 1 representative from each chapter. We have committees, both international and chapter committees. We have officers. We have international officers. That's our executive committee and CEO, as per our bylaws and the articles 8 and I believe it's 10. We have a board of representatives, and those directors are elected from each chapter. If you're ever really just wanting to dig into our rules, I believe it's a 190-page document. I can show you where it is on the website. So our leadership at an international level. So our International Executive Committee oversees operational and financial matters. They exercise authority of the International Board when it is not in session, and actions by the Executive Committee are recognized as board acts. For our International Board representatives, they are elected by each chapter for 2-year terms. They shape the organization's direction and act as liaisons between the chapters and the International Board. They bring chapter issues and suggestions back to the international level. They report international activities back to the chapters through meetings, newsletters, and emails. So these are our current 2025 WInup International Leadership. Tricia Swain is our international president. She actually travels. She's from Nashville, but she does travel for work, and you might see her at some point this year at one of our events. We have Kristen Duggins. She is our vice president. A lot of emails you will get from our executive director, Lisa Morinini, and she's the one that's located in California. Then we have our secretary, Jasmine Gilbert, our intermediate past president, Laura Havis, our treasurer, Judy Hurd, and our parliamentarian, Dorothy Stoller. So here at WInup, there is a development path where you can grow in your leadership, and leadership starts at the chapter level. Contributors become chapter leaders, both in committees and in our Ohio chapter executive committee, and then they go to be on to become international leaders. The skills gained in doing that enhance workplace performance. And this is our 2025 Ohio chapter leadership. You have me, the chapter chair. We have Katie, who is on the call. That is our vice chair, and she was elected to vice chair. She will automatically roll into chair next year. Our international board rep that represents the state of Ohio at the national level is Kimetsa Ferry. She goes by Kim. And then we have Kristen Thompson, who is our chapter secretary. You may see emails from her throughout the year too, as we want to get some communications to you. Andora Marshall, she is our immediate past chair. We have Brittany Noland, our chapter treasurer, who is handling the finances, and Lila Muncy, who is our parliamentarian. Our chapter also has executive sponsors. For those of you who are at kickoff, you got to hear Ashley Weaver, our brand new NiSource executive sponsor. And then we also have Sam Quino from AEP. And they work with us, give us advice, guide us. They champion for us when we might need their assistance. Absolutely phenomenal. So let's talk about committees just a little bit. For those of you who are at kickoff, you got a bit more, but we do have committees both at the Ohio level and the international level. And they're composed of members from across the organization. The chairs are appointed at the international level by the international president. Now, signups for international committees only occur once a year, and they occur through the website in October or November. Those positions promote leadership, team building, and networking for new insights. Now, we also have chapter committees. Those are composed of chapter members. The chairs are volunteer members. You can sign up at any time to be a part of a committee. So let's say you went to kickoff, you thought about a committee, but you didn't sign up for one. Totally okay. Let's say June, you want to be in a committee? Join us. We'll take you anytime. Those positions do promote to leadership if you choose. There are some people who have been on committees for 10 years and they just like being a part of the committee. And that's okay. We always want your feedback, and it helps us to make the chapter and our events better with more people's insight. our 2025 WInup Ohio committees and their chairs. We have our annual banquet committee. At the end of the year, we do a big celebration. We're going to graduate our mentees that are in our mentoring program, and we're going to celebrate the accomplishments. We have a great dinner, games, lots of prizes. It's a wonderful event. So that committee is not as labor intensive, but they do rally up towards the halfway to the end of the year. We have community service. For any of you that saw pictures on our socials, we just did an event with the Mid-Ohio Food Collective, and we'll do several volunteer events throughout the year. We have our digital media and our newsletter. Those people handle the newsletter that will be coming out March 7th, and they also handle the website and our socials. We have the membership committee, and they are Ashley Eberly. You guys may have heard of her from Dawn and different things at NiSource. And we have Shakobia Crawford. They both are going to be doing more new member outreach, and they handle different member things. I'd go into detail, but I'd mess it up. We have our mentoring committee. Brenda's on the call from our mentoring committee. We have a fabulous mentoring program that applications are going to come out soon for both mentees and for anybody interested in mentoring another. I know a lot of people at one point in their development plans or goals will either have that goal to be a mentor or to be a mentee in a program. Last year, we had some incredible mentors that were either at the director or VP level. For those of you from NiSource, we had some really great ones. Jen Karnofsky was one of them. I know Ashley will tell you that that was just a life-changing experience. We also have our programming committee. They help us plan all the events. So if you want to have a say in what we're doing and how we do it, it's a great committee to get on. And then we have our scholarship and awards. I'm going to touch a little bit more on scholarship and awards later and let you know what scholarships and awards we have available to WInup members. And here we go. Me forgetting where I put this particular slide at. So the great thing about our organization is we give back in multiple ways. We do have available each year some WInup scholarships and grants. We have 3 different postgraduate scholarships. There is the, oh goodness, Kristen, can you please tell me the first name so I don't mess it up? Or was this a typing error? It says Louis Sand Mammer.
Yep. You got it. I don't know.
There you go.
I no one is going to object to.
Okay. That's a $500 scholarship. We have the Lyle Mammer at $1,000 and the Julia Kine at $2,000. Applications are out, Kristen, for all of them or just the one right now?
Nope, they should all come out at the same time.
Okay. Go on our website and I'll show you where you can find more information about that if you're interested, if you are pursuing any post-secondary degrees.
And it's Mayer and Keeney, but I don't know how to pronounce the first names.
Okay. Then we also have individual grants for professional development. And that could be for anything like, let's say you're going to get your PMP or certified energy manager or something like that. And that is a $500 grant. We also have conference grants. I'll talk a little bit more about conference in a little bit. And that just assists with travel to conference. Then there are also grants for our chapter that we can get from International, and that is a professional development grant that will help pay for one professional development event we do a year up to $2,500, and the chapter event grant. So for those of you who came to kick off, you might have seen this before, but there's been a little bit of moving around, so I wanted to show it to you again. Right now, and this is not set in stone, this is our 2025 schedule of events. Coming up next, we have on March 12th, the Actilent recruiting agency is going to be putting on a virtual meeting. Oh, and don't ignore the time that's on there because I didn't get that corrected. That is actually going to be a lunch and learn on the 12th, and it'll be a virtual event. Then we also, on April 24th, we're bringing Danette Scudder in. She's part of our international chapter, but she's also the EVP of the Tennessee Valley Public Authority, a utility company down in Tennessee. She does an incredible presentation that she travels around the country doing about creating an out of this world workplace for the future and helping that the 5 generations blend together. She did this presentation at conference, and we thought it was so amazing. We wanted to bring it back to you. That is actually going to be an evening one with food provided at the Columbus Main Library downtown. Then in May, we're going to be bringing a big one. We are bringing former Miss America and nuclear engineer Grace Stenke to Columbus. We were looking at the NiSource Arena space, but you guys book out pretty far. So probably not there, but somewhere downtown. This is going to be a daytime meeting from 11 to 1. We will provide lunch while we're there. But we are working on getting a larger location because we do anticipate this being fairly big and even having media coverage. Then we are planning to go tour a generation hydro plant in June. And then we have a speaker from Ohio University in July that is going to put on a public speaking workshop. She's one of the few people in the country that have a certain special certification, and she has a really amazing thing planned. So that's a little bit about what we've got going on. More to come. But let's get to something that I know Cheryl could tell you all about. That was absolutely incredible. One of our WInup favorite events of the year is our annual conference. This year, our annual conference will be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The conference is about bridging women together, and it will be September 29th through October 1st at the Sheridan Pittsburgh Hotel and Station Square. We have many great speakers. There's going to be tours of different places in the area. We have a great banquet there, lots of good time, and it really helps to get to know the international people. I know several people on this call could tell you that we've made great friends from a lot of the other chapters. And it's always really interesting hearing their perspective because sometimes we get in our own utility bubble about things that might be pertinent to just Central Ohio. And it's fascinating to hear what different utilities and different people in the utility space are dealing with throughout the country. There'll be more details to come as they come out. Registration for this, I'm hearing, is going to open at some point in mid-March. And now for the part you've all wanted, our website. So I wanted to take this time to show you a little bit of our website and how to navigate through it. So give me a moment while I flip to that. And meanwhile, while I'm doing that, does anybody have any questions for me? Things that you've been trying to figure out? Any questions? Anything in the chat? Okay, no questions. So let's move on to our website. Let me know when everyone can see my screen and I will begin.
Yes, we can see it.
Wonderful. Okay, so this is our website. I'm sure you all have navigated it at least once because you had to register. So, but for, for a lot of us, there's so much to the website, and it can be quite a bit to go through. To get the most out of the website, I advise when you go onto it, you go up into the corner and do the member login. Now, you're going to see some things on mine that you wouldn't see on yours because I have admin access. So once I log in, and I just have it saved, so all I have to do is press that. Oh, doesn't look like it's going to let me log in right now. Okay.
You can have one of us share our screens if you want, Angie.
No, it just let me do it.
Okay.
For some reason, it was being weird. So you start on the home screen, and if you want, I barely touched on the WInup history. If you want to know more about our WInup history, more about WInup, more about our executive officers or things like that, like say you want to know the bios. When you go to the About Us and go down to executive officers, you can read more about each of the people on our International Executive Committee. You can also, under the About Us, learn more about our history. You can also, let's see what else is on there. You can see who's all on our international board. Then we come over to membership benefits, membership testimonials, membership charms. Everyone who joins gets a membership charm. And the underneath here, it says the international connection. And you're like, what is the international connection? Well, they put out newsletters too. So when you go to the international connection, they put out a newsletter 4 times a year. This is the one from last fall. They also, I believe, will be releasing their newsletter the very beginning of March. Then if you are needing to register an event, I'm guessing most of you went on the website to register for the events. You can either go to it through a link that has been posted on socials or through an email, or you can register for an event by coming here to the event calendar. Now, the event calendar is going to show everyone's event from all the different chapters. What you're looking for, and you can look at these other events. If they're a virtual event, I join virtual events from other chapters all the time. If if they have a lunch and learn and I happen to be around, I'm gonna sign up for their virtual events. A lot of times for members, they're gonna have virtual events that are free to us as members. So, and international will also have events. If you want to look specifically at Ohio events, our Ohio events are always gonna have an OH in front of them. This is one way you can go into an event and register. This is the February calendar. If you want to go to another month event, this is the March calendar. Let's say you want to go in, just click on the Ohio Resume Builder Workshop, if it's going to let me, and then you can go through the registrations. Now, once conference opens, under the event tabs, if you click on WInup Conference, you'll be able to go in and register right there on that page. As far as the next tab, that's our chapters tab. With that, you can actually go and look at stuff about each of the different chapters. But if you want to navigate to the Ohio chapter, you would just come down, click on Ohio, and you would come to our Ohio landing page. Let's say you want to know what all we did last year. We're at our annual banquet. We put together a great video that kind of recapped the 2024 year. We have it linked here that you can watch right on our Ohio chapter landing page. We also have, You can learn more about Ohio, learn about our history and our mission. Our newsletters, another way you can get to our newsletters as we post them out, or past newsletters, is going to be here on our Ohio landing page. You can also read more about the Ohio officers. All of our bios are posted on right here after you click on this. Let's say you don't feel like going to the Ohio or to the event calendar. You can also click on Ohio events and you'll just see the Ohio event. So let's say you don't want all that clutter on your calendar, just click on it through there. We have another link. Let's say you're not a member yet and you'd like to join and become a member so that you can get special access to member-only events. There will be some times where we'll open it up to the public, but for non-members, we're going to charge a fee. You would come and join us right there. We also, let's say you want to learn more about the Ohio committees. There's more about them right there. Don't quote, though, the chairs on all of that because that's changed. We need to update that. All right, getting back on here, we have the members section. So in the members section tab up here at the top, you can, WInup International does a 101 every year as well. I believe this year is going to be in March, but they have a video from last year. So if you want to watch their WInup 101 video, it's up here through this link. You can also learn more about the WInup International committees, any international fundraisers that are being done. Let's say you want to look up somebody in WInup. As a member, you can go into the membership directory and look someone up so you can contact them. We also have some different lunch and learns, but that's if you have admin access because we have to learn things on the site. In our document section, remember that very riveting bylaws that I said we have? You would be able to find those here under documents, our organizational documents. So annual reports, our WInup bylaws and guidelines for the entire organization. And then we have different WInup resources about international committees, planning tools. Some of these I might be showing that you might not have access to. There are some things that by different levels you can see more things. And for chapter documents, you would be able to see, I think you can see our newsletters through here. Katie, Kristen, what documents would just a general member be able to see through the documents?
Yeah, probably just the newsletters. It depends on how people classify the documents once they upload it. They can make it visible to members, they can make it visible to admins. It just depends on the layer of visibility that is set per folder.
And then we have our photo gallery. Different chapters will upload photos of events that they've had. A lot of photos get posted from different conferences. So you can see through the years, really fun photos to go back and look at different people, different events they've had. If you want to get a feel for conference, this is the way to do it. If you just like to see how many pictures of our secretary, Kristen Thompson, you can see, there's many listed here because she was once an international president. All right. And then there is this contact us button. When you come to this, you're going to get our executive director, Lisa Moranini's contact information. She's someone you might reach out to if you're having issues with the website, if you're having, if you have some questions at an international level, her information is there, or you can fill it out through the form. If you have Ohio chapter questions, you can reach out to any of us on the executive committee. We are more than happy to help. Myself, Katie, and Kristen are on the call. I believe, do we on our chapter page have our contact information? If not, you can get to it through the member gallery, which I will bring you into the member directory. So all you have to do is search somebody. So right now I am going to look for Kristen. So then I looked up Kristen. You can see Kristen's contact information. So then you're able to email her. All of us have member profiles, and something I'm going to be doing later this year is encouraging everyone to fill out more of their member profile. Right now at an international level, they are working on getting it so that we can have an internal chat database so we can post things like, hey, I'm going to be at this utility conference or this conference. Is anybody else from WInup going to be there? So I can say hi, things of that nature, different skills or interests. Is it possible to have multiple emails on your member profile? Let me see. I believe it is. So when you go into your member information, you have that email address. You put where you work at, your home address. Let's see, do we have a place for a second email address? Here's all my information in case you guys wanted to just stalk me. All right, let's see, additional member data. Nope, that does not give it there. I would assume that you would be able to have both your personal and professional on here.
Yeah, I know it's in there somewhere.
I was gonna say, Katie spent a bit more time on the website committee than I have, so.
You might even be able to just, in the email address, you could do like a semicolon and list another one next to it. Or do like a comma. Like you could, in your current email address, you could just list both and have it either as a space or comma or semicolon. I thought there used to be a place to do like a personal and professional email.
We'll continue to play with that. And if not, we'll put in a suggestion to have that added. In the meantime, like Katie said, if you want to have multiple emails on there, feel free to just do a semicolon and put that on there because it'll show up in the member profile that others see. And you can choose which information is seen and which information is unseen as well.
Yeah, a lot of we have some retired members that have gone in and updated. They've removed their work email and added in their personal email. Like Janet Hewitt comes to mind. You know, she's a recently retired, but still very active member.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely put them both on there. And, you know, you can I believe there might be some sort of note section where you can say what email you prefer to be contacted on. But yeah, for those of us who do events, and it might be good too, when you register for an event that's virtual, you can also make sure to have it specify your work address if it's going to be a Teams call.
Thank you.
No problem. That's what we're here for. I want to answer your questions. So at this point, does anyone have any other questions about the website? Something you'd like me to go over again? Something you wanted to see or had questions about on the website? Things you would like to see on the website too, because as the chapter chair, I have to bring back information about what we'd like to see on the website. We are working to evolve and grow the website to make it more interactive, to allow everyone more connectivity, especially amongst the different states. All right, well, let me stop sharing this for a moment. I'll go back to my PowerPoint. But we're only going back to the PowerPoint to ask again. This is just a quick overview. For some people, it might feel like we're drinking from a fire hose, but the more you come to things and get connected at any event, ask any WInup member. We're happy to help answer questions, go through things, or just kind of give you the rundown. Any other questions? Oh, Katie just said you are not able to add 2 emails. She just tried it. So you can update your info with your contact work email if that's where you have Teams. If not,
I apologize.
Is there a way when you register for an event, you can just put a different email in there?
Yeah, you could just do that. When you put in your registration information, if you want it going to a specific email, you could just put that in there. But I will reach out to our international website committee and see about adding an additional spot for an email, and then maybe like have a preference on which one you want to be contacted on. Would be a good rule of thumb there.
Definitely. All right. With this, that will conclude my presentation unless anyone has any questions. I do want to encourage everyone to follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram I believe it's at WInup Ohio. Anytime we have a new event, we're going to post to those. We'll also post different member profiles. A big thing we want to do this year is really we want to increase visibility for our members. You know, networking is all about getting to know some people, and sometimes in the corporate America, it's about who you know. So our socials are a great place to learn more about what the chapter's got going on, read about our members, and just stay connected. And so that more people can see and join our group, we'd love if you'd like, comment, and share our posts when we are on there, so that our goal is to bring, more people in Central Ohio into the organization. We definitely learn more and grow from each other. And this goes for other utilities, water, co-ops, things like that, but also, other contractors that work with us, cable, fiber networks, things of that nature, software, security. It's a well-developed group. So with that, if no one has any other questions, I can actually give you some of your time back.
Oh, shit.
The recording stopped, so if you wanted to ask